Right, welcome to RC Cars or Us. Today my TRAXXAS MAXX ESC died. Basically you plug the battery in and it's just 4 red lights that flash rapidly. I've actually opened it up and they've encased this ESC with a load of, looks like hot glue, like a professional version of hot glue. So just so I can look if it was the caps or anything like that, but actually you have to kind of Dremel it all out to get to the circuit board, so it just wasn't worth it as well. Also it was a bit awkward with the app to use this. I mean, I use this Max as a general car. It's a back garden basher. If I want to go out quickly, I take the Max. Until I got used to kind of like the X Max, then I might take the X Max out. But normally the Max is the one that is the go-to sort of car if I want a quick bash, easy, just carry a couple of batteries, and you know, not even though the car is drama, but it doesn't give you too much drama. Anyway, I took the car out with my godson, and when he was driving it, he said it just stopped and he thought it was the battery. When I realised there was 4 flashing lights. I had it before where the fan stopped and it's had a temperature light, and then I fixed the fan and it was fine. So I don't know whether it overheated a couple of times previously before that it could have damaged it this time round. So that's the end of that. But anyway, here's the Max. At the same time, he crashed it really badly, and I've never broken anything on this. The only thing I've broken is drive shafts, and I upgraded to the steel drive shafts, which you can see there. You can see there I've upgraded to the steel drive shafts, and that was it. But he crashed it once into a bush and actually snapped that arm. He snapped that arm. He snapped that arm and the screws pulled out of the bulkhead. I don't even know how he even did that. And he snapped this bumper at the front here. So I'm thinking about this bumper. I'm thinking about being cheap and actually, well, I'm going to order one, because I'm going to order a new arm, because luckily I had a spare arm with me. And then the ESC went. So what we're going to do is here I've got Easy Run Max 8, so you can just see it there. So we're going to install this. I'm going to have a first trial install with this. I've had Hobby Ring before. I've had one before. Most of the time I've never really had to deal with it, and plus before I got back into the hobby I was dealing with a lot of nitro. So anyway, even though I got a free programming card with this, I've actually got this programming card. I'm actually going to put this programming card on eBay. The reason why I got this is because you can, if I'm in the future, I probably will get more hobby rings. I can link this up to the PC. It's actually a battery tester as well. So I've got like one of these other battery testers. I've got one of these. So this does that and that programming card in one. So I'll be getting rid of these two and just using this one. It's just less stuff in my arsenal of stuff. So yeah, so we're going to use this to program this ESC. But first things first, we're going to try and have a little fit up in here. It's dirty in here. I'm going to get everything fitted. I'm going to rip everything out and then give it a good old deep clean and then put it in properly. So I don't know whether I'm going to do a time lapse. Yeah, let's do a little bit of a cut and shut. So I'm going to switch off, get everything in place, and then I'll be back. Let's just unbox this, and then if I feel to cut off the camera and then put it back when I've completed, I will. But let's unbox this and see what's inside. Alright, let's put that up there like that. So we got, nice, we've got some motor cables. What have we got? Spare fan, Alright, okay, that's a cap pack. It's quite surprising they don't put things on the end. We've got a mounting plate, and I take it that mounting plate is exactly the same hole position as the original ESC. We'll come back to that because we definitely want that. We have got, oh, I've got an extension for, oh no, it's a spare cable. We've got some screws, tape, and we've got a fan. And then we've got instructions, and we've got some stickers, which I'm definitely going to use. Oh, and we got the programming card. Okay, cool. So that's cool. I like that. But we're going to have a look at the new card. So put that to the side and have a look at the ESC itself. So we can do that. No, I don't know which one's which. So this is what I wanted to know. This is what I wanted to know, that all these bullet connectors fit inside the truck, and then also I can just have it like, I can have it like that. Okay, I'm gonna go off camera and I'll be back when I have decided where I'm gonna put everything and put the plate on and etc, etc. I'll be back. So I'm back. Anyway, we got this all in, also wired up. I'm just going to get my hot glue gun and try and hot glue this up there. Or should I use tape first? Should I try to use a bit of tape first? I'm not too sure where else to put this. I was thinking of actually putting it there, but what I like to do is when the body's on, I like to turn it on. I don't want it to fall out if it does come loose. Okay, what's that like? What's that like with the body on it? So if I put the body on it like that, and then if this becomes loose, it's going to stay within the car. Okay, I'm going to try and put it there for now. We'll come back to that. What I've got to get my stand. Alright, I remember now, because it goes to take off. Anyway, I've installed the Dumbo RC with this. I've taken it off the Rustler and I've installed it on this because I thought there's no point having the TRAXXAS transmitter on there with the Bluetooth module installed in it and having the hobby ring, because it does me no good. So I've swapped everything, so everything is aftermarket bar the motor on this, and then I'm going to swap back with the TRAXXAS transmitter and receiver on the Rustler, and then the Rustler one I already took out, so I'm going to put that up for sale, and then maybe get another Dumbo. I'm not too sure. I do like the app, and all that. It does quite well resetting everything, but it's got to the stage now I'm kind of a little bit outgrowing it a little bit, and I like what this has to offer. So we're going to turn this on. Let's turn that on, and it bleeped 3 times, so I know it's on. It's got no reverse, so I've just got to read how to use this programming card quickly. I'm pretty sure you just plug it in and you just turn it on, and you just go through the settings. Okay, so it looks like to me I have to undo this and take, what's this for then? I haven't got a clue what this is for. I thought it actually went into the fan port as a programming thing, but it doesn't really say that. What's this? I thought you didn't need to do that. I thought you went into the fan port. Okay. Well, I thought you could just connect it straight in there and do it on the fly, but obviously you can't. Okay. Okay, at least we got it. Okay, I know what's going on. There's something fundamentally that I've missed. after all that palaver. So now I can switch off. So yeah, we're all done. I'm just going to show you about the programming card. So basically it was my fault. I read too many instructions at one time. So the instruction for this says you should plug it into the throttle line, and that's how you connect to the ESC. And as I skipped through it, as you do, I thought it goes into the throttle line, but my gut feeling said this is the programming port, but I ignored it because I was reading about the box. Now when I read the instructions about the ESC, because I took that as gospel, go from the throttle line to this, I only read the ESC instructions about setting the transmitter to the actual ESC, and then setting all the points that I wanted to set, and I didn't read anything else. It was only when I was having problems, like you saw earlier, that I then realised, let me read the instructions again. And just as you go past all the other settings, there's just a little picture on the right hand side to tell you that this is the programming port. I don't know if I can show it to you. Let me just show it to you on the instructions. What's going on with me today? I'm struggling with stuff today. Rage. God, I can't get it out. Oh, there you go. So I'll just show you. So I was reading the programming card, which says plug it into the line, and then when I looked at this, I just read this chart, really. Read all of this, and then I kind of read this just in case I had a fault with the programming card. So I didn't read this bit here, which was this little picture here, and it says just the programming port with a card. So I didn't get to read this. I just my eyes sort of drifted here, and then it stopped, and I definitely didn't read this one. So it's my fault. It's my fault. I read all this, and then I was reading the other one because I thought the other one would be more accurate to setting this up to the ESC, but it's the other way around. It's the ESC is more accurate to setting this up. So that's the way I kind of read it, and I feel a bit stupid for doing that. So anyway, I'm just gonna plug this out, and at the moment my transmitter, the throttle is the wrong way round. So I've got it on reverse, but it actually goes forward, and we're actually going to reverse that, as in put this transmitter to normal, and when I press the trigger to go forward, it'll actually go forward. So we're going to turn this on. So you just see it says Hobby Wing, and we'll connect to ESC, and it says software version, and then we're going to go through it, which is running mode, forward, reverse brake. It automatically counts how many LiPo cells you've got for the battery you've got. This is the heat, the battery cutoff, which is medium. So when it gets to like a medium kind of voltage, low voltage, it will cut off. It will actually stop. This is the ESC temperature, so the temperature of this ESC. So we've got rotation. So I'm on clockwise, so I want it to go counterclockwise. And if I save that, I can switch that to normal, and it should be correct. And then I've got the voltage I've upped because my receiver can receive up to 10 volts because it's Dumbo, and then the servo I've upped it up a little bit. So the brake is 87.5 sorry, and I've got it like that because I just give the motor a little bit of breathing space, as in it's not going to lock up massively and do front flips and all that kind of stuff. I can put it up if I want to do tricks, but like I just like to give the motor a little bit of an edge. Once I learn the braking distance of it, I can sort of compensate. and then reverse is 25. I'll put the reverse 25 because a lot of kids, my godsons and daughters and stuff like that, they like to use this truck in the garden. So I've got it slower in reverse, and then what I do is just put the throttle trim right down to like 20%. It's got a little cover, and then they can drive it around and crawl around with it and all that sort of stuff. And then the older kids, I can turn it up a little bit more, or if they go out in wider locations, I can turn it up for them and stuff like that. My last godson, he crashed it and smashed all the front of it, which I've got to check. So that's why I've got it like that. And then the punch level's level 4. I always put it down 1 just to give the battery a bit of breathing space and all that. And sometimes I switch between 3 cell and 4 cell. So I put the punch level down a little bit. Brake is when you're in neutral, it applies the brake slowly or massively if you want to. I don't use it because I just use the actual transmitter to do that, or and also it canes the battery a little bit more. So that's about it really. So it's the door reset to default, and that's it. Turn it off. Now let's turn it all on. So yeah, that's better. So that's forward now. So now I can turn the throttle down, doesn't go anywhere. And now if the kids are using it, I can have it crawling like that. And that's full throttle. And I can put this down and I know they're not going to touch it. The only thing I need to set up is the end points of this transmitter, which I don't know how to do. But that's about it. I'm happy with it. Let's turn this off, it's making a bit of noise. Let's turn that off. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. All I've got to do is check this bulkhead because my godson crashed it, and this bulkhead has got a slight little chunk in it. So I'm thinking about undoing all of this and then just cleaning this up and just putting some hot glue there until I get another bulkhead, because I don't want it to not that I'm going to drive it in any water, but I just don't want debris to go in there. He's taking a big chunk. He took a big chunk out of that, right? And he snapped this arm, which I've never snapped an arm before. So this is a brand new arm on there. So I've got to check all around here to make sure it's all right. And this came out and all that. So I've got to make sure the cups are all right because these are new. So, okay, I'm going to go off camera. I don't think I'm going to be back either. So I'm going to set the endpoints on this. I don't think you need to see that unless there's something I've learned, and I'll come back on camera. Anyway, thanks for watching and keep safe. Laters.